All right, here at the Bitcoin charts, let's take a look first at the news article. This was a couple days ago. Crypto funds to flood the market. I gotta tell you, they've already been in the market, okay? They've already been in the market. If Soros said they're gonna start focusing on crypto, they've probably already been in crypto and they're ready to exit some positions. Let's take a look at the chart. Let's just draw a new chart, start with a clean slate, and see what's going on. Now, Bitcoin had a nice run up from this 64, 6,700 area, a nice 51%. Wow. You know, what we're seeing more of is kind of just rounded tops and hitting resistance areas. Let's make that a little bit thicker. Okay, you know, we're just kind of hitting resistance areas. We have when I drew all this out on the previous chart I had, you know, what I did was I said, you know, we have a nice cluster of resistance right here, and we have a trend line. We have a trend line right there. We actually have a death cross coming up right over here. I don't have it drawn out, but this is a brand new chart. But you know, we do have a death cross on the hourly, I believe. So you know, there's definitely some downside risk right now, but we have broken out of this long channel, this 3-month bear channel. However, this does not mean we're out of the woods yet. We're still in this kind of no trade zone. Right over here is, you know, where I'm not touching anything. This right here, I'm not touching anything. You know where I'm bullish? I'm bullish if we pass $12,000. Okay, let's say we break this and then we establish resistance again. We go up like this and then we come back down. I'll be bullish. Okay, I'll be adding to positions right over here, but until we're over there, I'm not looking to make any sort of big plays here. I'm definitely accumulating some positions like altcoins because they're definitely bottomed out. They can certainly go lower, but you know, they've bottomed out, and that was a good play. The past couple weeks, we've gone a couple 100% on some coins. Now, let's look at both the regular chart and the log chart. So let's say we come back down and then we retest this trend line. Okay, we come back down and we retest this trend line. Whenever we test a trend line more than a few times, the more times we test it, the weaker the trend line gets, and the more likely it is that it's going to break down. And where is it going to break down to? If it does, I'm not saying, because you know, honestly, right now there's just uncertainty in the market, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Right now, it's not a tradable situation because we're just trading in this area. We could just be going like this and then continue the new trend. But if we break down below this red line, I mean, it's bad. It can get really ugly. And the reason why I say we're not out of the bear trend yet, just because we saw this green, I mean, let's go back, right? Before we even look at this, I want you to understand what happened in 2013 and 14 bear market. And this is certainly a bear market that we're in because we had a drop. I think it's over, what, I think 50 or 70%. This is not a correction. Okay, this is a bear market. Every time we've corrected, it's only been about 30%, 30, 40%. This is 70. Okay, this is almost double. We're certainly in a bear market. And the previous bear market, we had to correct over 85% before we could start a new trend. And let's just blow this up really quick. Let's look at 2013-14 chart in the bear market. And watch this. So let's say this is the channel that we're in right now, right? This is a 3-month channel, and I'm just talking about the market that we're in right now. Now you might be asking, why are you comparing this market to the one we're in right now? Well, because this would be the anomaly drop that is completely different than every single correction they've had over here. As opposed to 30, 40, 50%, we had a 70 or 80% drop right over here. And what we're seeing right now, let's say this is where we're at right now. Let's say this is where we're at. It looks like we bottomed out. We kind of We kind of did a curved bottom, nothing too sharp, no capitulation. Remember, we need capitulation and accumulation before we start a new trend. And I'm going to keep saying this until I'm proved wrong, but I've seen this year after year after year, so there's no reason to think otherwise. Look, we had a rounded bottom. Kind of looks like what we're in right now. We had some kind of a symmetric triangle of some sort right over here. We broke out of it, kind of went sideways for a little while. Looked like, everything looked good. We were going sideways, looked like we've been steady, and you know what happened? We just kind of grinded it down. This was not tradable. Okay, you can't short this. You're going to be holding a short and racking up fees forever. And then finally we capitulated with this massive red candle, accumulated, and then when everybody thought crypto is dead, then we went back up. Now let's look at what we have right now. Guys, despite what you're hearing right now in the media, don't ever focus on what the media says, because it's usually the complete opposite. It's saying Bitcoin's back, everyone's screaming Lambo. Tomorrow they can be in the gutter. Okay, they can be crying their eyeballs out and lost everything. That's how fast the media changes, and I've seen this in 13 and 14 markets. It's unbelievable how fast the sentiment changes. And by the way, we're still up. We're still up an insane amount for the year. Keep in mind, Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin's up 1,200% for the year. We still have room to go down. We definitely still have room to go down. And what we could see, of course, is, the second scenario I was speaking about in my previous video, is that we kind of tread along here, come back up, and then continue the trend. But if we break down, these are the two scenarios I'm looking at. If we break down below this line, it's going to look bad. Okay, it's going to be bad because we're testing this area next, and I'm honestly not buying until I see either of these situations. Either we come down here and capitulate in this area, the 47 down to, I would say even, 47 down to 43 is where I would be buying. We have a nice support cluster. We have a extension, a 0.78 extension. Remember, I love using Fibonacci extensions. They have proven to be very useful, for me at least. If we look at the entire trend, where would that Fibonacci extension fall down? The 0.78 is where the trends usually come down to. Okay, that would be 4,600 bucks, about 46. And then we see a trend if we draw a line over here. Well, let's do that right now. Okay, we see a trend right here. And it's, all this huge support cluster falls over here. Now we have this resistance cluster, which is right over here. So anything between that is really untradeable because there's a lot of uncertainty. But what is tradable though? What is tradable if we just step away from Bitcoin for a second and look at altcoins? And before we hop over to altcoins, we'll just look at Bitcoin for just a second and understand what could we see in the next couple of weeks. Just so you guys know if you have any positions and what you could see. So we have this triangle here forming, right? We have this symmetric triangle here, and what we had over here too was a symmetric triangle. That means it's not going in either direction. So honestly, there's complete uncertainty and nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. But we can take scenarios and react according to them. Now, we'll probably be testing the 70, 78, 76 area before either going back up or breaking down. And what I would be looking for if I were to add position would be to add right over here in the 7,800 area, 78 to 76, right there. Okay, and then I would put my stop loss right over here under this trend line, because if we break down, guys, it's gonna look ugly, and the next area that we're testing is the 46 to 48. If we break up, of course, I would only be adding in an area like this once we break this resistance, because if we're just going sideways, there's really no edge here, and we're not trading without an edge. You want to make money. You don't want to just be guessing If you want to guess, go play some poker. You know. All right, let's take a look at some altcoins. Let's look at EOS really quick. EOS, that's a crazy, nice 300%, I think it was, in the past couple weeks. And what a lot of altcoins are doing right now, EOS has been around for a while. A lot of altcoins are in this general area right now. Let's draw a little rectangle. A lot of them are right over here. And you know what happens after accumulation? A nice altcoin cycle. And altcoin cycles last generally about a month or so, a month and a half or so. And what we're seeing right now is a lot of altcoins. Let's check Strat. Let's check Strat. That was one of my best investments last year. Bought in. I bought it like right over here and then sold right here. And then when I saw this happen, I was just almost yacked, honestly. So what are we seeing right now? You see this? This is accumulation. Okay, this is accumulation and the beginning of a new trend. We're seeing the same thing happen. And we're seeing that in a lot of altcoins right now. Now keep in mind the altcoin season doesn't last too long. It's already been in action for the past couple of weeks. So we might have a month or so of this. And if Bitcoin, you know, if Bitcoin kind of treads around right in the middle, right over here, doesn't drop too hard, doesn't go up too hard, it's going to be great for altcoins. So you can trade altcoins in the meantime, make plenty of money with them, and forget about Bitcoin, honestly. I'm currently in a couple of altcoins, accumulated them at the bottom, and they've been flying. You know, they've been flying, but like I said, probably have another month or so of that left, and then I'll be closing some positions, reevaluating the market, and then seeing what Bitcoin is going to do and what the general consensus of the market is going to be. Because I'm still really cautious, and I know a lot of pro traders are definitely cautious about what Bitcoin's going to do, what the market is going to do. We are not out of the bear trend yet, okay? Understand that. Even though stuff is flying, that could end tomorrow. And so be really cautious. Don't invest where you cannot lose. This market is very risky. You really need to take into account technical analysis and kind of forget about what the media says. Don't listen to people saying that big money is coming into the market, and don't even listen to the fund managers saying they might be coming into the market or they're going into the market, because I can guarantee you they've been in the market for a long time already, and them saying they might be going into the market could be a sign to sell. This could be a time where they're getting out of their own positions. Alright, this has been the May 1st crypto update. Make sure you are investing wisely. Don't put anything into the markets that you cannot lose. These videos are going to be coming out every Wednesday and Sunday. And guys, comment below. I'm going to answer all of your questions. I want everybody to make a lot of money on this next bull cycle. It might be coming soon. It might be coming later. But what I do know is that it's going to be huge. Alright guys, stay tuned for the next videos. Cheers.